Lonely Mountains Downhill is a indie downhill mountain biking game that was developed by only a three-person game studio called Megagon, which is amazing, also published by Thunderful. The game will include 4 different mountains, with 4 different difficulties to go through, each difficulty changing up the course and the way you get down the hill by adding a different time element to it. The faster the time, the more difficult it's going to be. Also, the 4 different mountains are going to be known as Greater Horn, a green grassy area, Redmore Peaks, a really nice overview of autumn. For the third map, you have the Sierra Rivera, which is a very canyon-esque type run. And then after that is blank. Not a lot to talk about that yet, but you'll see it here soon when the game comes out on the 22nd. There is also going to be 6 different bikes that all have their own different type of ride style. I can go through that more in an upcoming video, so keep an eye out for that. What makes this game so unique is the isolated camera that is fixed over in one direction. You cannot move the camera around, and that is part of the difficulty, in my opinion, of the game. You're always not sure what exactly is coming up. Could be a rock, could be a log, could be a drop-off, could be so many different things. So your first time down the mountain, you really got to take your time and figure out your course and take it slowly. But the further and further you get through the game and get better at it, the more you start realizing there's a lot of different courses you can take as long as you don't need it. And by what I mean by not making it through the course correctly and biting it, well, this is going to happen to you quite a bit. So after roughly 5 hours into this game, everybody's probably wondering, Moto, what do you think of it? Well, I think it's amazing. This is one of my favorite games I've played in a long time. It's very unique and different than any other mountain biking or biking game in general. The fixated camera is a great idea. I love the poly style of the artwork. It's like the Borderlands meets Dark Souls of mountain bike games. And the reason why I mean that is from the art style, of course, of Borderlands, but also the difficulty of Dark Souls, where there's so many checkpoints that if you make a mistake, you go back to it or reset. The good side about resetting is sometimes you find a different path that could have been better, or even more fun, or just so many different things about the game. I think overall, I'd have to, if I gave it a score, I'd give it a 9 out of 10 and an absolute go-go seal of approval that this game is worth your time. Don't forget, guys, you can pick it up on October 23rd for $20 on Steam, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy the review. Take a good look at this area. It's one of the few that has a massive amount of drops and everything else. Once you unlock a further path inside of each mountain, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get through. So the amount of tight inside tree lines you have to do, as well as breaking down insides and everything else in the big gap, yeah, the game is going to be a lot more difficult, so enjoy this little gameplay.